ready to hear the next part of the mission to the Waodani? Remember, this story is about the Waodani people who live in the rainforest of Ecuador in South America. I have a question for you. When you watch a movie or TV show for the first time, do you know how it's going to end? No. And it might not end the way you expected. Well, the mission to reach the Waodani didn't go like everyone thought it should. We saw that Dayuma had agreed to help Nate's sister Rachel learn the Waodani language. But Dayuma also warned Rachel not to trust the Waodani. The missionaries had used a bucket to drop presents to the Waodani and had shouted kind words to them. Do you remember what happened on the beach after that? They met one man and two women and even took the man on a ride in the plane. But then we learned that Nate and the other missionaries had been killed by the Waodani. Nate and the other missionaries died, but that's not the end of the story. Dayuma was surprised that Nate's sister Rachel still loved the Waodani, even though they had killed Nate. She wanted to learn more about God, and Rachel wanted to learn more Waodani words. But Dayuma was a rich man's servant and had to work most of the time. They needed more time together, so Rachel asked God to give it to them. Imagine how surprised Rachel was when Dayuma's boss told her, "I'm going to be on TV in the United States, and I want you to bring Dayuma and be on TV with me. I need you to learn more of her language so you can tell everyone on TV what she says." He gave Dayuma extra time off each day so she could help Rachel learn her language. Rachel thanked God for answering her prayer by giving her more time with Dayuma. Dayuma was excited too. Now she could get more answers to her questions about God. When the time came for the TV show, they flew to the United States and went to a big studio. Millions of people watched the show on TV. After the TV show, Dayuma got very sick. Too sick for an airplane ride back to the jungle, and too sick to teach Rachel. So Rachel decided to teach Dayuma instead. When Nate was a little boy, Rachel had enjoyed telling him stories about missionaries. Rachel decided that she should tell Dayuma stories too, the true stories in the Bible. Dayuma was amazed as Rachel told the true stories of Jesus. She loved hearing about Jesus and decided that she wanted to believe in Jesus as her savior from sin. Wow, God's love never gives up. It took a long time, but this was the day that Nate, Rachel, and so many other people had been praying for. The very first Waodani woman had believed in Jesus as her savior. When Dayuma finally got better, she and Rachel went back to Ecuador. Dayuma decided to go back to the jungle to visit her family and tell them about Jesus. She wanted them to believe in Jesus and learn how to live God's way. She even took some puppies as a gift for them. Rachel was very nervous when Dayuma left to visit the Waodani. They had killed Nate. Would they want to kill Dayuma too? Several weeks went by. Rachel wondered what had happened to Dayuma. Then one day, Dayuma came back with a whole group of Waodani. She told Rachel and Betty, who had been Jim's wife, something really exciting. "I told my people about Jesus. They want you to come teach them more." Rachel and Betty were amazed. Only God could make that happen. Rachel and Betty went to live with the Waodani and met some of the men who had killed Nate and Jim. It was difficult and dangerous, but they trusted God because God's love never gives up. One time, a Waodani man told Rachel he was going to spear someone. What should she do? Quickly she prayed and then grabbed his spear right out of his hands and ran away with it. She knew he could easily catch her and kill her, but she asked God to protect her. It worked. The man calmed down and didn't spear anyone. God was changing the Waodani. Do you think that more Waodani would believe in Jesus? Do you think the Waodani would learn to be less dangerous and mean and more trusting of others? You'll have to come back next time to find out.